Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news at 4:30. A person is hospitalized after stabbing in downtown Raleigh. This is a look at the investigation happening right now on Fayetteville Street.
And I'm tracking a powerful front that's been bringing severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings across Tennessee. I'll show you what time it arrives here on this WRAL Weather Alert Day.
Leaving behind destruction, new video of the damage of the storm and that system that's headed our way and what it caused in other states like Oklahoma.
And traveling for the championship, how much Duke fans could pay if they want to go see their team play in San Antonio for the Final Four and for the championship. The only team left standing from the Triangle on the men's and on the women's side, nobody left on the women's side. So the Duke men's team, the only one there in the NCAA tournament. I'm Renee Chu, local team.
Yeah, I'm Jeff Hogan. Good to have you with us. Yeah, the Duke women played their hearts out yesterday and, came close to the big upset. Yeah, exactly. Elizabeth Gardner's over in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now. That big line that's moving our way today, Elizabeth.
Yeah, so look at all these boxes showing up, the yellow boxes, severe thunderstorm warnings, and a lot of tornado warnings along this line as it came through Nashville. That is headed our way, but much later today. So today, of course, is a WRAL Weather Alert Day. The timeline for us likely to start as early as 4 p.m., lasting to as late as around 10 p.m. Damaging wind will be our biggest threat, but hail and tornadoes are certainly possible. Not expecting any flooding. It's a level 3 risk, and that means that we could certainly have scattered to even somewhat widespread potential for severe storms later today. Notice Futurecast shows some showers closer to the coast. Not likely to see anything here. We pause it at lunchtime. There may even be a few breaks in the clouds, and then at 5 o'clock we begin to see a few isolated showers or cells popping up, looking at the heaviest band of rain right through the middle of the viewing area between 6 and 6:30, and then around 8 o'clock in our eastern counties, and then after that it moves on by, and that would end our severe weather threat. We take a live look at Apex this morning. It is quiet out there. It is warm and windy, 68 degrees. Our wind is out of the south at 10 miles per hour, so when you step outside this morning, you're really going to feel it. Our temperature at lunchtime, 75, and we will climb to around 80 degrees, so it's going to feel like a severe weather kind of day. Coming up, we're going to walk through a little bit more of the threats and how much rain we could see out of this.
Your time is 4:32 here in the WRAL Live Center. What we're showing you back that scene here, this live scene of what was a reported stabbing in Raleigh. You can see where their investigators still there. Their lights are still activated. Here's what we have confirmed from Raleigh police. They're saying that they responded to an assault with injuries, and it turns out that there was at least one person who was stabbed, but they say it was more like a cut with non-vital wounds there. The victim was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and no one is in custody after this. Officers are still there collecting evidence, and I just want to show you this image right here. This was sent from one of our photographers here on the scene. You'll see the crime scene tape that's up, but also on the ground in this picture, you'll see there are the evidence markers that are on the ground. So we're going to watch very closely to see if there is more information that'll be released in the coming hours. But again, one person stabbed. We'll try to get more information here in the WRAL Live Center.
Chris, thank you. Parts of Kansas are left with heavy damage following a round of severe weather. This is from the same system that we are expecting to move into our area later today. That severe weather left behind a trail of downed power lines, fallen trees, and damaged homes in Kansas over the weekend. Restoration efforts are underway as crews could be seen out in the city of Galena. High winds damaged property, even blowing the roof off of a local church in the area. In Baxter Springs, one resident's mobile home was blown nearly 2 feet off its foundation.
Today, the Wake County Board of Commissioners will discuss its budget for the upcoming fiscal year. That is projected budget more than $2.1 billion. Today's work session will be at 2 o'clock this afternoon. The county will hold information sessions about the budget process Wednesday at Oberlin Regional Library, next Monday at Southgate Community Library, next Tuesday at Southeast Regional Library.
This afternoon, a woman charged with murdering her Green Beret husband after his body was found in a Fayetteville pond is due in court. Investigators say Shayna Cloud killed 50-year-old Clinton Bonnell. A body found February 25th in a pond on Gainey Road was identified Friday as Bonnell's remains. Deputies arrested Cloud the same day. Bonnell was reported missing in late January after he failed to show up for class at Methodist University, where he was studying to be a physician's assistant. When asked on January 28th, Cloud told deputies she had not seen Bonnell since the day before. Cloud is in jail without bond. We will stay on top of these developments that come out of today's court hearing. Look for updates on WRAL News from 4 to 7:30 this evening.
Get your tickets now if you want to see Duke play in the Final Four in person. The men's basketball team is headed to the Alamo Dome in San Antonio in their quest for the national championship. WRAL's Eric Miller joins us live from the Lenovo Center right now in Raleigh. And Eric, tickets are on sale now for folks.
Yeah, Jeff, those Duke fans, they can only dream about this Final Four game being as convenient as just running down here to the Lenovo Center. Instead, they're going to need to head down the road to RDU or maybe just make a road trip out of it. Checking those flights this morning, it'll cost you anywhere from $900 to $2,000 to try to fly to San Antonio, leaving Friday, coming back Sunday. It'll depend a little bit depending on which airline you're looking at and the exact times and what layovers you're willing to deal with. Talking with travel experts, they say creativity and flexibility are going to be key in trying to make a trip like this happen. They recommend looking at other cities and towns around San Antonio. That's where you may find a deal on a hotel room and may see a lot more availability during an event like this. Also recommend looking at flying into other nearby airports. Keep in mind, Austin, only about an hour away if you're willing to rent a car and drive, and potentially look at making more of a vacation out of this, adding a few extra days on either end. Take a listen.
If you're able to, spend a little bit of time on the front end and a little bit of time on the back end, maybe seeing the area, doing some other things when you're there other than just the game. If you have that flexibility, then you'll be able to find tickets.
Yeah, one other tip from Stacy Gray there, who's made trips like this happen in the past, including for her own family members. She says that going ahead and booking those tickets for next year, finding a hotel, finding a flight, just making sure to book refundable tickets just in case. That's going to be ultimately the best way to save money long term. In Raleigh, Eric Miller, WRAL News.
And yes, Duke will play Houston in Texas for that game Saturday in the semifinals. Tip-off is at 8:49 p.m.
As the Duke men's team prepares for the Final Four, the season is over for the women's team. The Blue Devils lost in the Elite Eight to defending champs South Carolina. This was Duke's first Elite Eight appearance since 2013. Their eyes are already on the future of the team. The players we talked with after the game say their closeness off the court will help them support each other as they reflect on the season and look forward to the next one.
Parts of Vermont are just encased in ice this morning after freezing rain hit that area. People are dealing with downed trees and power outages. At the height of the storm, more than 14,000 customers were without power. Power crews are working throughout the night to restore that power and clean up damage. Forecasts suggest warmer conditions will surge into that region today, with temperatures expected to reach the 50s and 60s.
Elon Musk is trying to rally conservative voters in Wisconsin's state Supreme Court race. He handed million-dollar checks to two people at a town hall in Green Bay. He is also paying potential voters $100 each for signing a pledge to not support activist judges. Wisconsin Supreme Court unanimously declined to take up an appeal from the state's attorney general to block Musk for giving out the checks. It did not give a reason for its decision. Musk says he is giving out the checks to draw attention to the race.
This is the legacy media to kind of lose their minds, and then they'll run it on every news channel. And I'm like, I couldn't pay them it would cost like 10 times more.
Tomorrow's election is expected to determine ideological control of the Supreme Court in Wisconsin, which is a key battleground state.
A Wake County man is being held without bond on charges of sex crimes involving a child. 24-year-old Isaac Diaz is accused of committing a sexual offense against a child in southern Wake County. His charges include indecent liberties and statutory rape.
Today will be the last day on the job for Fayetteville Police Chief Kim Braden after 2 years in that role. Braden worked his way through the ranks to be appointed Fayetteville's first Asian American police chief. He's been with the department since 1996. Braden says it's time to retire and spend more time with his wife and grandchildren. Assistant Fayetteville Police Chief Todd Joyce, who you see here, will take over the role as interim chief.
Today's the last day teens can apply for Raleigh's Summer Youth Employment Program. That program helps teens between the ages of 15 and 18 develop their skills and prepare for future employment by spending the summer working for the city of Raleigh. Over 7 weeks, 200 summer youth employees will get valuable work experience, discover possible career pathways, and learn about things like finance, civic engagement, and leadership. You can apply online at raleigh.gov.
Wildfires in western North Carolina. The weather conditions that are helping firefighters knock down the flames.
And we'll give you this live look. Fenton in Cary. Today is a WRAL weather alert day, and meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will tell us when the worst of it will be coming in, hitting us in the triangle.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It is 4:43. I'm tracking this band of strong thunderstorms. We had a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings showing up there in the yellow and the red boxes. So that is all headed our way. It will be a fairly dry morning for us. Not out of the question to see an isolated sprinkle, but we're not likely to see the strong thunderstorms until we get closer to the evening commute. Around 4 to 5 o'clock is when it's likely to begin, and it should end around 9 to 10 at the latest. Wind damage is going to be our biggest threat for today, but definitely the potential for some large hail and some isolated tornadoes. As we have a level 3 risk for severe storms. We're going to talk more about what that level 3 risk really means coming up. It's a warm, windy start this morning with a lot of clouds. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 60s, and we'll see temperatures near 80 degrees before the storms start.
2 people were killed in Ukraine after a Russian drone attack. The drones hit the city of Kharkiv yesterday, leaving 30 others wounded. This comes as pressure for ceasefire talks between the two nations continues.
Humid weather is helping crews in western North Carolina fight the Black Cove complex of wildfires. The 3 fires combined have burned more than 7,600 acres. The Black Cove fire has burned 3,500 acres. It is 36% contained. The Deep Woods fire is nearly 4,000 acres and 32% contained. The Fishhook fire is 100% contained at 199 acres. A reminder, a statewide burn ban is in effect until further notice.
More county firefighters are back home after a week in Polk County. They worked alongside Henderson and Polk County crews to battle wildfires in western North Carolina. A group of 10 firefighters returned yesterday afternoon. They came from several local fire departments, including Carthage, Cypress Point, Whispering Pines, Southern Pines, and West End.
Officials say a pilot is dead after a small plane bound for RDU crashed in New Jersey. This happened around 10:30 yesterday morning. The plane departed from a small airport in Princeton and crashed in the woods about 5 miles from there. The pilot was the only one on board. Investigators have not released that person's name.
Today marks 30 years since the death of music icon Selena Quintanilla. Fans of the singer are honoring her by visiting her gravesite and leaving flowers. Selena rose to fame in the early 90s with her unique blend of Tejano and pop music styles. The singer won her first Grammy in 1994. She was just 23 when she was killed the following year by Yolanda Saldivar, who served as the founder and president of Selena's fan club. Saldivar is serving a life sentence for murder and was denied parole just last week. Fans who visited Selena's grave say they wanted to show their respect to a singer who has influenced generations.
So talented. She was a talented, beautiful woman to look up to as a Latina, you know. Even today, the girls who never got to meet her but saw her story, they're still very influenced by her.
And in 2017, Selena received a posthumous star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In 2021, she received a posthumous Lifetime Achievement Award from the Grammys.
4:47 on your Monday morning. We are starting off this work week with a WRAL weather alert day. Elizabeth Gardner with the setup for this particular system.
So here's the front, which we've been talking about for days, probably 5-6 days. We've been watching this. It finally has developed and it's moving across Tennessee right now. You can see the yellow boxes. Those are severe thunderstorm warnings, and there were some red boxes too as this moved through Nashville earlier. Those were tornado warnings as well. So we're going to talk more about, just a lot of damage that this storm has done back to the west. It does look like we'll have that potential as well. Here's a look at future cast, and we'll talk about the timing to start with. It wouldn't be out of the question to see maybe 1 or 2 sprinkles sprinkles on your windshield this morning. No rain that's going to cause any issues for you. A little bit of sunshine could break out closer to lunchtime, but that will provide even more energy for the atmosphere and bring us an even better chance of stronger storms. By 5 o'clock, we're seeing some cells pop up, but it looks like the strongest band of rain comes through between 6 and 6:30 in the Triangle, and then between 7 and 8 o'clock in our eastern counties. And then it's, for the most part, out of here. We're going to leave, that potential up until around 10 p.m. But here's a look at the start time. Again, if you're in our western counties, Roxborough, Durham, Siler City to Southern Pines, between 3 and 5 o'clock, right in the middle of the viewing area. Fayetteville, Lillington, Raleigh, South Hill between 4 and 6. And then in our eastern counties, between, say, 5 and 7, Goldsboro, Wilson, Rocky Mount, and up toward Conway. Our biggest weather threat today will be damaging winds. We do have the potential for some large hail and definitely some isolated tornadoes as all this gets kicked up. It's a warm and breezy start this morning. This is a live look at Apex. We're at 61 degrees and our 68 degrees with a dew point of 61. This is really the most humid day I think we've seen so far this year. You can really feel it when you step outside. 65 in Fayetteville, 65 in South Hill. Around town today, before the storms arrive, temperatures will climb into the upper 70s to around 80 degrees. It is going to be breezy ahead of those storms coming through, and we'll get a little bit of a break in the humidity tomorrow, but we have some really warm air in the forecast to wrap up the work week, and the humidity is really going to climb. But the Durham Bulls have their home opener tomorrow. Temperatures look great. We'll be in the mid to upper 60s at game time. Sunshine, dry, should be really, really pretty with a high of around 70 degrees. We're excited to air the Hurricanes game here on WRAL on Wednesday. Look at this. Could be the first 90-degree day of this year on Friday. Right?
90.
Too early.
I know. Well, we're going to be April tomorrow.
I know.
Rocket crash caught on camera. This explosion from a rare orbital rocket launch in Norway.
Box office beatdown, the major drop in ticket sales for Disney's newest live-action remake. It is 4:53, a cloudy and warm start to our Monday morning as we look live at downtown Cary Park. We'll get to a high of 80 later today. We have a risk for severe storms coming through in the afternoon and evening on this WRAL Weather Alert Day.
A German company says a test rocket launch met its goals, even though it crashed into the sea. That rocket crashed about 40 seconds after lifting off from a Norwegian spaceport. It is the first time a rocket capable of reaching orbit has launched from continental Europe other than Russia. The German company says the brief flight allowed it to gather a substantial amount of data that it will apply to future missions.
Thousands of Triangle Muslims gathered to celebrate Eid, marking the end of the month of Ramadan. The event took place yesterday at the State Fairgrounds. It included a conversation with leaders, vendors, and food for them to break their fast. Organizers say it's a great way to bring families together to celebrate culture.
Opportunity for families to have a good time, for their kids to be able to celebrate and enjoy. And it's, not something that our community, when we were smaller, could have something this size and have so many options available to people.
Organizers say they hope visitors left feeling fulfilled by the experience of vibrant cultural traditions.
At a 2019 American Film Institute tribute, Chadwick Boseman thanked Denzel Washington for his support, saying there is no Black Panther without Denzel Washington. Now it looks as if Washington will appear in that franchise. David Daniel has that in today's Hollywood Minute.
It's a great honor to be honored by him.
Back in November, Denzel Washington said he would play a part in Black Panther 3, which Marvel has yet to announce. Now Ryan Coogler, the director of that series, is confirming that, telling the Nightcap podcast, "I've been dying to work with Denzel, and I've got every intention of working with him on that movie. As long as he's interested, man, it's going to happen."
And then, all hell breaks loose.
Scott Derrickson has a new horror movie on deck. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the director and his writing and producing partner, C. Robert Cargill, are adapting the Christopher Golden novel Road of Bones. It's described as a supernatural thriller set in Siberia. Run, Chet, run. That's Chet Hanks of the country duo Something Out West channeling Forrest Gump in their latest music video, You Better Run. Chet's dad, Tom Hanks, Forrest himself, even makes an appearance on that iconic bus stop bench. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
That is great. There are some new films challenging Snow White this weekend at the box office. Working Man is the new #1 movie. Jason Statham action thriller opened in the top spot with $15.2 million. Snow White lost her crown, falling to second place with $14.2 million. The Chosen Last Supper, a theatrical release, 2 episodes of the crowd-funded series, collected $11.5 million, opening in third place.
The New York Yankees are hitting home runs at a record clip, 15 in the first 3 games of the season. A new bat design may be helping. Several players are using bats with bigger barrels and a skinnier handle. The league says they do not violate any rules.
Bronx Bombers going deep. Level 3 storm risk. A powerful storm system is headed our way today. New video of the damage it brought to other states.
Scrambling for safety. New aftershocks in Southeast Asia after a major earthquake on Friday. The race to find survivors this morning.
South Carolina's largest fire, the Table Rock Fire, has scorched thousands of acres. An update on the containment efforts.